A mood board is a collage that assists the designer and client visualise and experiment with design concepts and ideas prior to committing to specific colours, fonts, images and layouts. For this project, it will be a collection of images and text samples organised in a method that help explore the desired overall look, feel and tone of a site. We can see here a whole heap of mood boards. I've just googled mood boards and looked at the images, and these are a lot more professional looking than mine's going to look, but that one's done. We could cut out with magazines. We're going to do ours in Photoshop, so I'll take you over to Photoshop, and here's what I did earlier, and I'll just talk you through it. So we start off with the IOTA logo. That helps us to get the colours that we're going to be using, because we're not going to change the logo obviously. It's good to have some fun with this and ask some of the following questions. If the brand was a biscuit or a famous person or a motor car, what would it be like and why? I couldn't think of IOTA being a biscuit or even a famous person, but I could think of a car. An IOTA is a Mercedes-Benz, regal, stylish, classy, reliable and elegant without being overly flamboyant. I've also added a few other images of projects. This is the Granite, which is the IOTA flagship product, and these are the products or the projects that IOTA really excel in. So I put those in there because that really is our point of difference and where we can offer the most value. I've also put the Sydney Opera House. It's a bit of a joke between IOTA head office in the UK. They've always said to me I need to get the planters in the landscaping of the Opera House, so I've added that to the images as well. And finally, I've added some examples of typography that I like personally, but also thought that was suitable for the brand. This one here is actually from a movie magazine. I was sitting in the chiropractor waiting for my appointment, and I was flicking through it, and I'm very impressed with the typography of that. It's quite modern, and it's possibly too modern for IOTA, but yeah, I like it and I think it would be suitable. I've also put in something it's actually from an architect magazine, which is not, I don't necessarily like it that much, but I think it does. If it's for an architect magazine, we know that it suits the target market we're looking at, so that went in there as well. This sets the tone and helps us move on to specific colours, textures and typography. Now we don't want to change the colours too much. We want to stick with grey, light blue and dark blue of the logo. So we want to find, we stick with these. We're just going to find some other colours that will work, subtle variations of these, and I want to add something newer. I want to add something that brightens it up a little bit. So what we can do is, I'm thinking of a maroon, but what we can do is we can use Adobe Cooler to see what a good contrasting colour is mathematically. So the way we do that, and I don't know how Adobe Cooler works, but let's just see. We'll try it and see if the results can speak for themselves. So to start off with, we'll set our base colour as this blue here of the pot in the logo, and that is 5293. Check that. 5293. Okay, so that's our base colour. Now the contrasting colour, or the complementary colour, is brown. You can see that the blue and the brown, they look pretty good together, but that doesn't suit our objectives. We don't want a brown, we want something that's going to liven up the site. I'm looking out my window now and I can see McDonald's, and I can see the red and the yellow. They're meant to make you hungry, those colours, and we could see that on this scale, on this colour wheel, the red and the yellow would be complementary, but we don't want to make our customers hungry. So if I still want a maroon or something similar to a maroon, so we can have a look at the triad colour wheel, and I can see here yes, that's something I want. I don't want this yellow colour, but I want that. So I've got my blue, and we can pick this colour, and let's have a look and see how they look together and how they might look on the site. So if I add that there, let's make a bit of a palette. There's our maroon, and let's make a new, try our blue. So blue, and we will try light blue. There we go. And we can see with some white space in between them, they look great together. And now we'll just push them up together and see what they look like all joined up. And to me that looks great. They match nicely together, and you know, I think they'll be great colours for the site. So now all we need is some variations of these. So the way we can do that is I'll create some little swatches and duplicate that and move that up, and then we're just going to mark that a colour. That's it. We're just going to make this one a bit darker. There we go, that one's a bit darker. Go back to our original one, duplicate that, and we're going to make this one a bit lighter. So it's on the same colour, one's just changing the shades, one's darker, one's lighter. What we'll also do is we'll also try the same colours, but we'll add them, we will make different, we'll add a layer on top. Actually, let's duplicate this group, and we'll add a layer mask which will change the saturation. Let's first move it out of the way. So there we go, we've got those, and we'll change the saturation of these. I think that's it. There we go. Increase saturation. For those other colours, the blue and the maroon, I might decrease the saturation, but because this is already quite light, we'll increase it. Let's say by 25. Let's try that. Try a bit more. You can see them. We can see them there changing colour. I think maybe about 30. 30 should be good, but I've actually changed both colours, so we can fix that. We can move this. We move this group to above. There we go. We can see one's. So we've got the different levels, the different brightnesses of that colour, and then or different shades of that colour, and then over here we've got more brighter or more vibrance in the colour. I've actually, to spare you watching me go through all of these, I've actually made this already, so we can see now we've got our full palette for all the different colours we might want to use within these chosen colours we've got for our new site. Now to experimenting with fonts. Currently the IOTA site is just in Arial font. We want something slightly more modern but not noticeably different. Here is a short list of some of the fonts that might be suitable. We have Arial, Oswald, Open Sans, Futura, Josephine, Roboto Condensed, Roboto and Roboto Slab. I've used Arial as a control just to compare the others to. Oswald is becoming very popular, but perhaps a little bit too modern. I like Futura, and it is what's in the IOTA logo, what the IOTA logo is made of, but lean away from this as you have to pay for it on an annual basis, which would be okay, but since Google is offering over 100 fonts for free and storing them on their server for websites to use, it is very hard not to confine my selection to only Google fonts, that the rest are. A Google font that is similar to Futura, at least in all caps, is Josephine. I'm not convinced with this one until I see it on the site, however, it is a strong contender. Open Sans is very easy to read and a good balance of modern versus function. However, the lead contender at the moment is Roboto. Roboto has the added advantage of having a few variants. Over here we have Roboto Condensed, which I suppose in some ways is like an Arial Narrow, which can be handy to have that flexibility in the website. It also has a slab version, which is a serif. You see the little feet on the ends of the T and the I and some of the letters? That's a serif. This is a good variant to use for subheadings and has a nice contrasting effect without being too bold. So we're not really going to know, these look okay on the screen, but we're not really going to know until we see them in the browser on the website and how they react, how they interact with each other and the colours. But this is a good start for now.